Well, more Shuhei Yoshida news as the guy's just going off now that he no longer works at PlayStation. Former Sony exec finally says the quiet part out loud. Putting PlayStation games on PC is almost like printing money. No
What?
kidding, Rick Lane over PC
Whoa.
gamer. Just, who knew, Michael, this whole time? I just don't get it. It's been an obvious truth for ages. Console manufacturers have been missing out on fat stacks by not releasing their games on PC. Microsoft long ago gave up on the pure Xbox exclusives and is releasing games on PlayStation now. Sony, meanwhile, has tactically acknowledged the fact that years steadily releasing its PS4 and PS5's back catalog onto Steam, and then last year releasing Helldivers 2 concurrently on PS5 and PC to enormous success. Now, former Sony executive Shuhei Yoshida has come out and said it explicitly. Releasing its games on PC is a license for Sony to print money. No kidding. Quote, releasing on PC does many things. It reaches a new audience who do not own consoles, especially in regions where consoles are not as popular. End quote, Yoshida told in the interview with Sacred Symbols. Quote, the idea is that those people may become fans of a particular franchise, and when a new game is in that series comes out, they may be convinced to purchase a PlayStation. And, whoa. Thoughts on that, Michael? It's a different approach than I think. If you're a PC gamer, dude, I think you're just a PC gamer. If you're a hardcore, right? Yeah, you pick up an Xbox, you'll pick up a PlayStation, I guess, in the same run. But it isn't enough. Oh man, God of War just came over to PC. I don't want to miss out. Or would Sony just be better to go the Helldivers 2 route and just launch it day and date, PC and PlayStation, whether it's PlayStation 6 or PS5?
I think they'd be better going off on the day and date route. I totally understand why they're like, hey, but he kind of contradicts himself, right? He's like, hey, we release them on PC for people where owning a console isn't as popular, but we'll do it so they try and own a console. So kind of a little bit of a disconnect there, but I mean, I completely understand his point, right? Because it won't work for Xbox because the game is going to go everywhere, especially with Game Pass and Microsoft being involved now. But for Sony, I think God of War is a perfect example, right? You pick up God of War, you're like, well, now I just was able to play Ragnarok. There's a new one allegedly coming. I don't want to miss out on this. Where can I go find a PlayStation, right? So I completely understand their point. Maybe I'm being a little selfish when I think day and date is just going to be better down the line, but I mean, Steam just prints money. I feel like if you just said it, here's God of, even if you just did the Xbox treatment, right? Hey, God of War 3, whatever, whatever you want to call the next one. It's coming out on PlayStation 6, April. PC, June, right? Or whenever, right? However many. I think that would be a little bit more hype because now it's like, how long do I have to wait for God of War, right? And then you kind of move away from it. So I hope they go day and date, Drew, but I think there probably are some people who are like, you know what? I don't want to miss God of War. I'm picking up a PlayStation.
Yeah, I think it does work in one retrospect, and then another it probably doesn't, right? Like, I'm just going to pick it up when it comes eventually over to PC. Yeah. And then that's where they wait. So it is one of those games, and this is where I think Microsoft is playing their game right now as well. The fact that, okay, we're going to put out Sea of Thieves, and then it's been out now for so long, we're now going to branch out and go over to PlayStation. So now you get a new influx of players, right? All of a sudden now you have a new audience that you haven't had. So when the game kind of starts to plateau, let's branch out and bring it somewhere else. I think that's where PlayStation is, and then hoping to pick up that player to buy a PlayStation and then get into the ecosystem. Again, I think that probably does work to some regard. That's why they're doing it, and it clearly works. But at the same time, look at Helldivers 2. Dude, it was one of the biggest games of, what was that, 2023? I guess at this point, right? Like, it's been that long, hasn't it? Holy my goodness. So it's like, what if you launched God of War day and date on PC, on PlayStation? The hype is already there. You captivated them with Ragnarok being on there, so they're already caught up. Now you drop them both. Boom. It just smashes records. In my perspective, but again, there are far smarter people over at PlayStation than me. So we'll see what happens. But right now, PlayStation is, hey, we're going to put it on PlayStation first. So that way you come to PlayStation, you want to buy a PlayStation. And then from there, go to PC and you pick up the game 6 months, a year later, right? So Spider-Man 2, here's the other side of it though, Michael. Spider-Man 2, let's talk about that. Because right now, Scott, Corey, reviewing it for the team. Dude, that game launched to $1,000.
Yeah.
Where we were on PlayStation, dude, it was gold. It was just money. just pure money. It was hot. It was awesome. Everything worked. I didn't have any glitches. They get it on PC. You're like, so I got a press release every day for like a week. New patch, new patch, new patch, new patch, new patch details. What is going on? Is that something that, you know, risk because you're making for 2 different SKUs versus, hey, everybody right now for God of War, you guys focus on the PlayStation version. We'll worry about PC later.